Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to the North Shore 9 podcast presented by FanDuel. This is NS9 Live, and I'm your host, Anthony DiNardo. And with me, we have Ty. Ty, how you doing tonight, buddy?
Just another show where Tyler's here and one of you two is off gallivanting the world. Don't worry, boys. I'll hold it down here. I'll hold it down. It's fine.
It's usually Jim, and this time it is Jim. Hey, I mean, to be fair, Tyler, when I missed the show, it was Bucko Brew. And when I missed the show, it was NS9 Live. And both times I missed that show is because I missed a flight or it was delayed. It wasn't my fault.
Kind of is your fault. Like you just
I'm completely absolved of all.
You just said it.
No.
You missed the flight.
No. But it's not my fault that I missed the flight. No. Anyways.
It is.
Yeah. We're back. You and I. From last night. I'll say this. Last night, we were kind of in our feelings. We're kind of in our emotions. That was a very emotional time in events that took place when the Pirates lost the game. But hey, we're back now with some reason. We have a Pittsburgh Pirates trade that happened today. Dennis Santana has been DFA'd.
Mm-hmm.
The Pirates are still above 500. They're going to play the Cubs. They still have a tough series. They're coming into the trade deadline. We got a lot to talk about, Tyler.
We're starting that climb of the mountain of a lot to talk about here very soon. There's a lot that's going to happen here within the next 2 weeks, week and a half, whatever it is. We're starting here in the first move of hopefully many, DiNardo. And by many, I mean just give me every reliever that you can find, and let's figure out if they can get anyone out.
I mean, technically speaking, this is the second move. They already got the first one. That was Eisert.
Yeah, true.
But I'll say this to that. Jacob Gonzalez has been playing well. I know I poo-pooed a little on him. So far, he's playing well. Eisert's doing essentially what we thought he was going to be doing.
Gonzalez has been fine to this point. He's filled in nicely, I think. I'm still not a fan of that trade. I'm not a big Jacob Gonzalez believer, but so far, I mean, he's helped him out a good bit. I didn't like the trade. Still don't.
Mm-hmm. And there's still plenty of time for it to go either way. It's been like, a week? So, sure, there's that. But so far, again, I'm going to say so far, I poo-pooed on him. And it's more or less because, he's a rookie. There's a lot of unknown with him. Is he going to produce this year? This year is what matters. And so far, he's helped out this team offensively with a bat. Now, as much as he has helped, Brandon Eisert has dishelped. And it's kind of a net zero trade. But at any rate, like I mentioned, today there was another trade that happened for another reliever. Ben Cherington strikes a deal with the Padres. And they bring in another reliever. So things are boding well for the Pirates bullpen, correct?
Throw it all at the wall. Let's see what sticks, DiNardo.
Would you say that's kind of what this deal is? And again, let me announce the trade that happened. So the Pirates are going ahead and sending $500,000 of international bonus pool money to the Padres for Ron Marinaccio, who is a reliever, a 31-year-old reliever from the San Diego Padres. And let me just clarify something as well. I know that's typically how you hear of it. That's how people say it. Yes, there's no money actually exchanged. The Pirates did not gift the Padres $500,000 of international pool money. What they essentially did was they allowed them to take $500,000 of their credit limit and give it to the Padres. So the Padres now have $500,000 more that they can spend. The Pirates now have $500,000 less that they're allowed to spend.
Just keep lowering the amount that they have to spend, DiNardo. This team is incredibly cheap. They traded the 34th pick so that they wouldn't have to spend more money in the draft. Now they're trading away this money so they don't have to spend it in an international free agent. This team will never change.
There's some truth to that.
There kind of is some truth in there.
Now, I'm not, I mean, again, this was a team that had the most money in the draft. This had that draft pick was certainly a piece that they could dangle to get better with. And they instead of using it for the future, they used it for the future, but closer future, maybe now. That's our struggle with the trade, right? It wasn't like here's a slam dunk move for 2026. It's this guy has some control, and maybe they'll help out this year. But at any rate, it goes towards the present. And making this deal, yeah, it takes away from the international bonus pool money, right? It takes away from the future, the prospects they can add to the system, and it adds to now. I think what we're all coming together with is that neither of those three pieces they acquired and using those two tools are slam dunks like, oh yeah, this is going to help.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, the trading of the 34th pick was just used in a way to kind of fill that Connor Griffin void and I guess sort of help the team towards the future, depending on how you feel about Jacob Gonzalez. But I think there's arguments that can be made both ways about whether it was the right move, because I think you could also argue that that money would have been, or that pick would have been better served trading for reliever help. I think you can definitely
like packaging it to,
right.
Maybe adding a prospect to certainly get that relief help.
Right. Which, I mean, they did.
Well,
yeah. they did add, yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Mr. Woods.
But yeah, it is just funny. Like you see the trade be made or the money be sent, and everyone thinks the Pirates are handing over money. No, they're saving money.
Yeah.
Go Nutting's wallet.
That is what it is. Now again, yes, visually that is how it appears, and yes, technically that is what's being done. Right? They now will lower the amount of money they can spend in the draft, and they now lower the money they can spend in the international market. However, good things can come from this. Like you can certainly, I'm a proponent of, both ways. For rebuilding teams, or even if there's a team that has some prospect they really, really want, and they just need to add capital so they can go out there and get them. Like, that's what I do like about the international draft. There's not a science, but there's interesting things to it. And I shouldn't say draft, but the international signing period. Like the Padres, maybe there's someone out there that they really, really want. It's kind of late in the game per se, but maybe there's someone out there they need some more money with, and this is their opportunity of doing it. And they really give up no one of crucial need or help, right? And for the Pirates, you can certainly get something with international dollars. Like that's not just like a nothing move, a nothing burger. And I guess what I look at this too is like this, not that you're expecting like $500,000 of international bonus pool money is not going to get you like a Aroldis Chapman. It's not going to get you like a mainstay reliever. But this guy here, a little over 2 years of service time. When you really look deep into him, like I know the ERA isn't anything good right now. It's a 4.79 ERA, a 5.32 FIP, a negative 0.3 WAR according to Fangraphs. Like nothing this year is looking good. He has like a little bit of a track record to him. Especially when he first came up. But like what worries me right now is the strikeouts are way down. He's always had a walk problem. The changeup's always been terrible, but it's like he's regressing. Now, I want to put this out there to you, Tyler. This team has had the MO of being able to kind of fix guys, make them better, make them serviceable. I think for some time we gave the team the benefit of the doubt when they get someone, because you look at this, the believer right now that they have. And again, like there's nothing that stands out and says, oh, this guy's good. One thing you always joked about is like, well, does he have a slider or sweeper? And if so, they can fix him. Well, he does have a sweeper and it's terrible. But I'm kind of at a point I want to talk first about this, right? I want to hear your viewpoint. I'm kind of at a point now, though. I don't know if this team is truly afforded the opportunity to have that mindset anymore. Things have changed pitching wise. In-house guys have regressed. There's a reason why this move happened. Dennis Santana is no longer a Pirate. So do you afford this team the benefit of the doubt anymore with pitchers?
No, but at the same time, just to push back a touch, I don't think the changeup's terrible and the slider's terrible. Has it been hit? Yeah. But like if you look at Stuff Plus, changeup's been bad this year for sure. It was 108 and 102 the last 2 years on the changeup, and then the slider 103, 110, 117, 110, 121. Stuff Plus has it as an above average pitch. In general, though, like, again, using Stuff Plus, everything's down this year. Went from a 104 last year to a 94, so kind of there's something off. Don't know what it is. He could just be cooked.
Yeah.
Never know. Could be.
Well, and like when I get like historically, when he first got called up, I mean, he had a really good debut, right? As a reliever, half a WAR, numbers are pretty solid. He's been four seam heavy. The four seam has always been good, but this, like, the sweeper that year was good. Like, the batting average is 240, expected 181. The changeup at that time, a 141 batting average, expected 140. It's just like every year, it just seemed like those all kind of regressed to like the past. Last year, he had like 10 innings. I don't want to really count last year at all because it's so small sample. So like when I revert to the previous, it's this year and then 2024 that I look back to. And then 2024, yeah, like the four seamer once again, solid. Changeup though, batting average 367 hit against. And you look at this year, the changeup, 263 against, the slugging's 474. It hasn't been. Ooh,
you look so much better.
Thank you. It hasn't been great. And like the sweeper this year, a 308 batting average, 348 expected, slugging 538. It's like those things have really regressed for him, as the four seam is still solid. Now I know that's down this year as well, but it has been solid up through this whole time for the most part.
Yeah. And I mean, do I have much belief here that this is going to work out? No. I think there's a decent chance that he might be cooked. He might just not be a good pitcher. He might not have the ability to get major leaguers out. That's very possible. I'm also being a touch cautious because when Dennis Santana arrived here, I wanted him the hell out of town after like maybe 2 outings. And that did turn out to be not decent. That turned out to be a great move. I think there's an equal amount of chance with Marinaccio that he is off this team within the next few weeks as he's on it. Like, I think it's 50-50. If he blows up into outings, I don't know how long you hang on to this guy. But this is a move that I think they should have been making more of over the last 2 months. I don't understand why it's been a year of just continuing to ride what they have in the bullpen and not even try to get better throughout this year. Like, these are the kinds of acquisitions they should have been making all year.
Yeah.
I
mean, I agree with that. And like, I'm glad you brought that up because, again, like when we talk about like this team being afforded the opportunity to prove themselves and give them the benefit of the doubt, like, yeah, like Dennis Santana is a perfect example of that. He's the guy that they DFA'd today, but he was the same guy. Actually, I mean, probably even worse. When he came in, you were just kind of like, what the hell? This guy is awful. And what did he do? He turned himself into having a fantastic, like, I understand Dennis Santana has been DFA today. He's been bad this year. But with that said, I want us to also still recognize and understand he was one of the better relievers in baseball for that year and a half time frame. Hands down. One of the best relievers in baseball. That happened. And that was from a guy who, when the Pirates landed him, you were just thinking, what the hell are we doing, Ben? So that's partly why it's like, you know what? They should be given the benefit of the doubt to some level, but that's also why I'm kind of cautious because this year is different than what they've had previously. So I don't know how that's going to go. But again, it has always come down to more or less, does that pitcher have a slider or sweeper? And if so, in the Pirates brass, we trust. And that's what this guy has. Hasn't been great, but he has it.
In the Pirates brass, we did trust when they had a sweeper. Oscar Marine ain't here anymore.
Right. I know. And that's what I struggle with.
Elephant in this. Like, that's the elephant in this room, DiNardo. I haven't seen Bill Murphy I haven't seen anyone under Bill Murphy get better. I haven't.
Correct.
I saw a lot of them do it under Oscar Marine. Show me, Bill. Show me that you can at least mold this into something useful.
Right.
Haven't seen it.
Agree. Shout out to Michael B for the $5 super. Once again, Michael B, you're the best. He says, I'm tired of these bums I'm tired for these bum for bum swaps. DFA one bum for another. This guy, Marinaccio, has an over 9+ ERA in the 7 outings. Watch BC do nothing. I mean, it has not been good. And this is one of I was actually about to tweet this today and I didn't because you know it's been kind of negative a lot. And we'll talk about tonight on the show anyways. But I had that tweet about there of Gregory Soto's like last 13 innings, Santana's last 17, Isert's last 17, and all of them have like 18, 17, 13 earned runs. Like it's been bad. And then when you go back to this dude, it's like in the past 12 innings pitched, he has like 8 earned runs. Like it's not been good either. It just adds to like these guys have been problematic for the most recent part. But so was Santana. I don't know. Like this guy does have a pitch mix. Says a 4-seamer, has a changeup, has the sweeper, has a sinker that he stopped throwing. But I also want to say this: he also added a cutter, and the cutter's not faring too well either. Mitch Keller. What helped Santana? He simplified things. I'm not here to tell you this guy can be good. He has been bad. I'm also not here to tell you this trade will be bad and it's going to be awful. I'm just cautious that how they've done a fair job of turning pitchers into having better seasons. I'm very cautious on that, but he does come in with some, well, a mindset of this guy's probably just not going to be good and be part of the problem that already exists.
He's a warm body that can throw a baseball maybe at a major league level. And
right.
Real quick, I do hand up. MLBfrontoffice.com here's. I did miss Montgomery here. Yes, he has been better with Bill Murphy, I guess. He's had a fine year, pretty good year. Evans looked better as well. So yeah, I guess an overgeneralization there, but at the same time, there's nobody I don't think that you can rubber stamp by Bill Murphy. I think the rubber stamp for Bill Murphy is that everybody now throws a changeup and everybody's changeup sucks.
Well, guess who throws a changeup and it sucks?
Well, I mean, yeah. I think there's something there with it, though, I would say. Like, I like the separation he gets on it. Throws the fastball at 94, the changeup's at 81. It's not one of these new age changeups that sits at like 88, 89 is basically a sinker. I mean, it's probably underperformed DiNardo as well because you look at the WOBA on it, it's 349. The expected WOBA 298. If I had to look at this, just glance at it real quick and guess why they acquired him, I'm going to guess it's the changeup because Bill Murphy loves his changeup.
Yeah. Could be. It could be. And maybe that's the thing. Maybe, again, we've talked about the previous regime, and it was always like the sweeper, or a slider. Do they possess that? And if so, in Oscar, we trust. And maybe with this regime, it is the changeup. But again, there's not much that gives you a whole lot of confidence that this can be a turnaround and this guy can be someone who's at least serviceable in this bullpen. So, I mean, again, I don't want to go like too deep into this guy. The splits versus lefties this year, 253, 352, 396 versus righties, 297, 347. However, slugging 571.
He's also a decent extension guy.
Well,
that used to be a calling card on the Pirates. That was the Bailey Falter thing.
Mhm.
I mean, there are little things I think you can find some things to like about him. I think it's a completely fine move. He's the guy that you churn and burn. If he ends up sucking, you move on from him real quick. Again, I'm more probably frustrated that this is like the first time they've done it all year. It's just been trot out the same 8 to 10 guys in the bullpen and watch them blow saves. This should be like the 10th move they made in this bullpen this year.
Well, it kind of is. And I guess that's
Real
that's
move.
kind of like where I'm alluding to at this point. By no means is this like, okay, we've made 2 moves in this bullpen, Isert and Marinaccio.
Good.
Um,
You're the Italian one here.
It's not that I can't pronounce the name. It's that I don't remember his name. I don't know what letters are in there unless I'm reading it, and I didn't have it up. So like, I don't know this guy. It's not as if this is a mainstay in Major League Baseball that like everyone should know this name. I need it in front of me to read it.
Your last name is DiNardo. You should know how to pronounce this name. I had to help you pronounce this name before the show.
It's not that I don't know how to pronounce it. It's that I don't remember the letters unless I look at them. I forgot there was an R and an I in there, or an A and R, however I said it.
You just look at it and see Marine and go, "Ooh, I miss you."
This blank gray face. No. What I'm alluding to is like these two. These aren't the moves. Like Ben's not done. But what I'll say to this is Dennis Santana needed to go. He absolutely needed to go. We're all fine with Dennis Santana being DFA today, correct?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. So in doing so, is there a guy internally that you like are looking at right now and saying, let's use him? They've kind of exhausted all of those. So you're probably looking externally, and not that this guy's great, but it's like you said, let's just throw him at the wall next and find out until they do make the real moves. And even if they do, it's not that this guy can't still be part of the bullpen, because there's plenty of guys that still can be DFA'd. But maybe, like if he's at worst the second to the last or the last bullpen guy, compared to what's there on this bullpen right now, it might not be the worst thing in the world.
No, I mean, your other option is Noah Murdoch. That's basically what you have left. And to be fair, like Noah Murdoch's put together a nice little stretch in AAA, but he's Noah Murdoch.
I would say the only other one is like Christian Curtis, but you could say like, hey, you know what? That this guy's like, screw the development part, screw the starter. We're just going to put you in the bullpen because we need you there. That's something you can certainly discuss, but I think that's pretty much where it also ends. Like that's it. Right. And that's a guy who has 4 starts in AAA. He's been in AA this whole time.
Yeah. Yeah, that's your other option. And again, I'm going to keep going back to it, DiNardo. That this should not have been like the first. It's not the first, but it's one of the early external moves they made in the bullpen. This should have been happening a long time ago. This should have been happening early May. Guys that are on the waiver wire, you go get them and just see if they can get people out. Save yourself from having to get 3 relievers this deadline, because God knows they need like 3 of them. We're going to end up settling for like 2, but they need like 3 or 4. Again, it's fine. It's a move. I don't have a complaint about it. I have more of a complaint that you can't pronounce his name.
Marinaccio.
There we go. Nailed it.
Because now I'm reading it and I don't have to remember what his name even was.
I'm not gonna lie. I wanted to call him like Maricini at one point.
I do just want to talk about this now, like talking about the bullpen, Dennis Santana being DFA'd. I don't want to go too deep in this, but like it's just another reason why I'm pissed off they traded David Bednar. I don't know how you feel on this. I don't know if we really should bring that back up, but it's just like they made the decision last year. I didn't have a whole enough time. I wanted to go back and clip some things because I know we certainly talked about like if you're trading one of them, trade Dennis Santana, keep Bednar.
Mm-hmm.
And the decision they went was trade Bednar, keep Santana. Santana obviously cheaper, same control, but going to be cheaper. And David Bednar right now playing very, very good baseball for the New York Yankees. Basically a 2.5 ERA, 2.5 FIP, 18 saves, I believe. And for $3.5 million, they lit it on fire to keep Dennis Santana. So that sucks. Now, again, did any of us think Santana was going to be doing this? No. Like, I'm not here to tell you that, oh, yeah, I envisioned this. That's also why we said keep Bednar, is because you had probably a lot more faith that Bednar would be able to pitch well this year, opposed to Santana. And, well, here we are.
What was that amount you said that they saved?
So Bednar was $9 million. Santana was 3.5.
And then how much was Gregory Soto?
7.75 or 7.5.
7.75.
7.75. Okay, boom.
No, what I'm saying there is for $1.25 million, David Bednar should still be here. Dennis Santana should have been moved. Gregory Soto shouldn't even have been a thought. And David Bednar should be a Pittsburgh Pirate. They booted that one, plain and simple.
Should have been extended to begin with.
Yeah, they just straight
So it
up.
wouldn't have even been $9 million. Probably been like $7 million.
Yeah, they blew it. They straight up blew that move. Because everything they got for it looks like shit, too.
Well, I was going to say, at least they're reaping the benefits of it, right?
Yeah, Flores that can't catch a cold.
Can he catch a flight? Because I need a traveling partner if he can at least do that.
Well, you're gonna lose because I think they're 1-4 with him as a starter. Someone that had that breakdown of like every Pirate and what the record is with them. Flores was down there at the bottom. They don't win when he's behind the plate. Granted, those days are usually afternoon games where they play crappy lineups, but continue.
Right. Okay. Well, no, I think that's pretty much it. There's nothing really else I want to talk about in regards to him. Really, the bullpen in general. I think we all kind of understand it still stinks. There still needs to be done. However, Dennis Santana won't be the one that's blowing saves or leads or whatever he's blowing. Like he's not going to be pitching anymore. So that's good.
Whatever he's blowing. It's addition by subtraction a good bit here.
Mm-hmm. Like,
Dennis Santana,
a good point.
It is.
This guy's bad, but he's better than Santana.
You basically just took away Don Kelly's toy, so we don't have to watch him try to play with it. And getting rid of Santana is a good thing. Hopefully he doesn't turn it around somewhere else. Because sorry, Dennis, I don't want to watch that. I don't care. No, I don't.
But let it be with a team like the Angels.
No.
So it doesn't matter. Zero implications.
No.
Nope. All right. Well, sorry, Dennis
he
Santana.
Can Tyler next year. Yeah, he can do it next year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we want to move on?
Yeah, we're good.
I think that's gonna be the most negative of everything. But let's talk about some good rational things. Before we do that, let's go ahead and kick it on over to Cody, our boy Cody, the puppy dog, and then we'll be back.
This episode is brought to you by IQ Bar, our exclusive snack hydration sponsor. IQ Bar protein bars, IQ Mix hydration mixes, and IQ Joe mushroom coffees are the delicious, low-sugar, brain and body fuel you need to win your day. The Ultimate Sampler Pack is a great way for you to try all IQ Bar products and flavors. You get 9 IQ bars, 8 IQ Mix sticks, and 4 IQ Joe sticks. All IQ Bar products are clean label certified and entirely free from gluten, dairy, soy, GMOs, and artificial ingredients. With over 20,000 5-star reviews and counting, more people than ever are fueling their lifestyles with IQ Bar's brain and body boosting bars, hydration mixes, and mushroom coffees. The Ultimate Sampler Pack includes all 3. My personal favorites so far have been the almond butter chip and the iced tea lemonade hydration mix. It's just really full of flavor. I love starting my day with it, and I couldn't imagine starting my day with anything else other than IQ Bar products. Right now, IQ Bar is offering our podcast listeners 20% off all IQ Bar products, including the Ultimate Sampler Pack, plus free shipping. To get your 20% off, text MLB to 64,000. That's MLB 64000. Message and data rates may apply. See terms for details.
So, Ty, again, yeah, this trade's whatever. We kind of poo-pooed some things on the trade. We had our post game yesterday where Don Kelly blew the game and things were bad. And the Yankees took the series 2-1, even though we weren't even sure they've played 3 games already. We thought there was one today, but we're not going to talk about that. But I do want to put some perspective on things because, again, like I know yesterday was kind of doom and gloom, right? Because of the way they lost. And that's what's most frustrating about this team is not that they're losing when they lose games, because it is baseball and you're not going to win 90% of your games or 80% of your games. It's not like it's in the NFL and whatnot. But it's just the way that they lose is very frustrating. But again, like this was the team that was going into the Brave series, the Brewer series, the Guardian series, the Yankee series. Like things was kicking off this brutal, crucial, almost month of games being played heading into the trade deadline that I don't want to say could make the season, but I do want to say could absolutely break the season, especially with the news of Connor Griffin going down. You already have Horwitz down. There's O'Neill Cruz that's out. You know, Paul Skeens who is he these days? This could be a crucial time frame where, Mitch Keller, that the Pirates find themselves out of it and are even talking about buyers. With that said, 7-5 in the first 4 series. Like, I understand some of the losses are frustrating, right? And we vent out our frustrations on the post game and such, but they are 7-5 in one of the most crucial parts of the season right now when they're down people. Let's be rational about this. They're taking care of business.
They are, but they're winnable games and they should be better. That's the frustrating part. They lost. So I know. And like, they're doing a good job of keeping their head above water. But at the same time, they've wasted so many things that should have pushed them to a victory. Like they've wasted Esmeralda Valdez's just ridiculously hot stretch. The guy has like 13 homers in a month. You should win a lot of those games. Like the stretch he's on is stupid. Bubba Chandler is lights out in Yankee Stadium. You lose. Like they have the Guardians on the ropes of what should be a sweep. And the bullpen blows it. Like there's too many games that they should have won that just leaves a sour taste. Yes, they've done a good job of keeping their head above water. If you look at it ahead of time and you ask if they're 7-5 in this stretch, are you cool with that? We're probably going to say yes. But sorry, looking at hindsight here, you still have to do that. They should have won even more.
Well, then I take everything back. I was like, this is going to turn more positive in my head.
No,
I was like,
they should have won more.
Not enough.
It wasn't good enough.
More.
No, it wasn't good enough. Because there's going to be a down stretch too where you're not winning games. And you're not getting bailed out.
But I guess like this is where I come back at you. And again, like you're down Connor Griffin. O'Neill's coming back, Spencer's coming back, and they're coming back very shortly. And yes, I see your super up here. We're going to bring it up here. We'll transition into that. But like you're having reinforcements come back plus a trade deadline where you have the ability to now absolutely bolster what needs to be bolstered. And that's the bullpen. What you need to do is find a way to at least tread water to get there. And they've not been treading water. They've been actually gaining games in doing so. And that's why I do want to put that perspective out here, because I do know there's frustrating losses and they are absolutely frustrating. And I'm talking they're 7-5 and they easily could be like 10-2, or 9-3. Like I agree with that. But heading into this, knowing that they're down Connor. They're down O'Neill. They're down Spencer Horwitz. Those are 3 big parts of their offense. That's a third of the offense essentially every night. And it's not that they maintain what they were doing beforehand. They actually did better than what they were doing with those 3 guys. You know, they're playing at like a 58.3% pace. Small sample, but like that's what they're doing. I don't think you could ask too much more in this stretch, whether it's some really good teams that they're playing. I mean, these are all playoff caliber teams. And they're doing more than just holding their own. 7 wins, 5 losses.
But the losses are avoidable. That's the problem, because you ignored the bullpen for so damn long. And I'm tired of treading water. DiNardo, I'm tired of treading water.
Some of these wins they got could have been avoidable from the other teams as well. But that's their offense is just that good.
Like the games they've won, they've been in control, and we're just waiting on the bullpen to blow it. They just didn't that night.
Well, now Dennis is not here to blow it.
I'm glad they've been able to, as you say, tread some water and maybe put a life jacket on a touch. Not even a life jacket. They put floaties on. 1 floaty to gain a touch of ground.
Well, they only need 1 floaty, and they need that on the right arm. They can't hit lefties.
But the issue and what's annoying, just as a fan, what's annoying here is that if you go 9-3 in this stretch, or you have that really hot streak here, put yourself in real contention. Get on solid ground with the wild card spot. And then you can really go after it at the deadline. What they've done here is just treaded water so long that.
See, I disagree with that.
Not enough.
I want
to be comfortable going forward here.
If they're in the Cubs' shoes right now, 5.5 games up on the wild card, I don't think they're approaching the trade deadline differently than they are right now, being just 1 game out of it. Like, I guess that's where I'm pushing back. If they so happen to do what you're saying, Tyler, are we going to say, well, you know what, they don't need to do as much at the trade deadline because they're up 5.5? Or are you saying they still got to go all in?
You're right. They might just be like, no, we're good.
So I guess that's where I'm pushing back is I don't think the approach at the deadline is any different right now if they are where they're sitting with the Cubs or they're sitting where that currently right now. It's the same approach they need to do.
Yeah, because if
anything, Tyler, just like what you said right now, it doesn't give them an excuse of why they didn't go all in. They know they need to. Ben's job is probably counting on it. He can't sit here and say, well, the simulations told us we'd be fine with 1 reliever. I'm just saying, I don't think it's any different.
That's fair. But at the very least, you know what, DiNardo? I would just feel better. I'd feel better giving up an Edward Florentino if I know that I'm talking about a team that's going to be in the playoffs and I can confirm it. I'm more comfortable giving more up because I don't want to give up top flight talent to maybe make a wild card. That's a spot they're in right now. And that's a position that, I mean, it shouldn't matter to Ben Cherington. He should be going after it right now because if he doesn't, he's out. Should be out. I'd feel better in that Cubs spot myself. But I think what you're saying has some merit to it as well.
So I said I'd bring it up. I'm a Pitt fan, 66. Thanks for the $5 super. Horwitz played 2nd game at Bradenton tonight. Do you anticipate he'll be activated for the Cubs series? If so, who does he replace? Ozuna? So again, this is why at this current spot that they're in, I don't think you can ask for too much more because they've been without a lot of players. Reinforcements are coming. Spencer Horwitz, I think, is the first. Oh no, Cruz, we know, is going to be out till August 6th. I believe the date is because he was put on the 60-day IL for the move that happened with
something like that.
Christian Curtis. And we know it's not Connor. Connor's out for a bit of time. So Spencer Horwitz is probably going to be the first to come back. Yes, tonight was his second game. His last game was June 24th, so essentially he's been out for a whole month. I don't know. Again, I don't know what the plan is for him, if he will be back for the Cubs series. It's only been 2 games. I feel like if he would be back for the Cubs series, maybe his rehab would have just been in Altoona, so he's close. So I'm not anticipating that he is, but I'll say this: like it's Ben said, he'll be back before the end of July. He would have been back before Cruz. I mean, I think if anything, he'll probably just miss the Cubs series and then be back. But at any rate, he's coming back. I don't know what he did tonight, but the night before he went 1 for 3 with 2 walks, no strikeouts. I'll look up tonight now.
He would be a very welcome addition, though. I mean, he was having a hell of a year. And Jake Mangum's he's filled in pretty admirably up there at the top of the order. And I think Nick Gonzalez has done a good job as well against lefties up there. But man, having Spencer back would be nice. It helps your lineup out. You can get Ryan O'Hearn more days at DH, I think, with what Valdez has done. That really helps O'Hearn, I think, as well, because you can play him in right field. Then you can give Valdez some days down where he's DHing. It's just another good bat in the lineup. Obviously, that's a good thing.
Yeah. But like
So
to
who
be
you get rid
fair, well, I was gonna say, first off, yeah, to be fair, this has been a lineup that has not struggled with any of the guys being down. So like you talk about Jake Mangum, and he has, like, again, it's the rise of Jake Mangum is not making me trade O'Neill Cruz. But I will say, with O'Neill Cruz being down, Jake Mangum has filled in very well. Again, it's one of those things, like, you can't ask for anything more out of Jake Mangum, more or less, in that time frame. Nick Gonzalez has stepped up, with Esmeralda Valdez, how well he's played. So guys have stepped up. This offense has been very, very good. But yes, I mean, getting Spencer Horwitz back, who has been, he was outstanding last year. He's outstanding this year. It only helps solidify things. So yeah, who do you get rid of? And like he said, is it Ozuna? I don't think the time of Ozuna is yet. Is it Billy? Is it Ozuna? It's not Jacob
I know my
Gonzalez,
answer.
that's for sure. Who is it?
Tyler Callahan.
Okay.
That's
Let's
it.
speak.
It was a fun first week. Since then, I mean, he's had some hits in there. This guy's not a major leaguer. Adding Horwitz in here is kind of going to create a logjam where I don't know where you really play him, because your outfield's pretty full there. You're not playing him at first base anymore because you have O'Hearn and Horwitz. You mentioned it's not time for Ozuna. Callahan can't hit a fastball. Plain and simple, the guy cannot hit a fastball. He's got options. Someone's got to go off the 40-man, but I think you can figure that out as things go, and it might be around the trade deadline by that point, so who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Shit, it could be both Ozuna and Callahan. Ozuna might be the guy off the 40-man with Callahan going down. Who knows? But Callahan, if Horwitz was back tomorrow, Tyler Callahan's the guy I'm sending down. And throw a dart in DFA, someone, don't care. Or throw Evan Sisk on the 60-day. I don't know. I don't know where he's at in his injury progression, but you can find someone.
Wait, why am I lost? Why someone got to go off the 40?
Oh, no, you're right. Nobody has to go off 40. Horwitz didn't hit the 60, did he?
No.
Okay, never
He's
mind. I
only
was
been out
thinking he
for a
hit the
month.
60 day. My
Gotcha.
bad. I was thinking they put him
Okay.
on 60.
I was just
My
hoping
bad.
I wasn't
Hand up
confused,
on
'cause
me.
I'm like,
On me.
wait a minute. But either way, okay. So Tyler Callahan, and I want to ask this to you in the sense is, if like you're GM, you're also making that move. Like, this is you saying that's what you think Ben will do. This is you saying this is what I would do also.
100% what I would do.
So you're
Plus,
also keeping Ozuna.
No.
What do
that's
you
just
mean no?
No, but that's just not the move I'm making for.
I was like, I
Horwitz
want a
coming back.
25-man active roster. Screw this position.
No, I'm not keeping him. I'm getting rid of him, but I'm going to do that for something else.
Oh, we're talking about this move. So
Yeah.
your first move, though, is Callahan, not Ozuna.
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't like Callahan when they got him. I don't like him now.
Yeah.
You don't think he's
Well,
got
I'll
his
say
full
this.
first
I
name?
think that's a debate, and people are going to say that's crazy. Get rid of Ozuna. And I mean, I don't think it's that easy as well. I think Callahan will be the person. I think they're going to hang on to Ozuna like almost as long as they can. Also, I don't know if they're going to try to attempt to trade prospects with him for some people to eat his salary. Like I don't know what their intentions of how the exit plan of Ozuna is going to look.
I hate you.
Well, I'm just saying, I don't know if they're looking for a straight DFA and eating all of the money. I could maybe anticipate. I mean, there's contradicting reports about how the payroll has to look if they're going to make a trade or not. I think Mackey went out there and said, like, that's not, what's his face said? Nightingale, right? Nightingale said that if they're going to make moves, it has to be no increase of payroll. And Mackey kind of made the rebuttal and said that's not true. I mean, again, not like Nightingale has a great track record, so put that out there.
No, DiNardo, but like, I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off here, but talked about trading the 34th pick. You talk about trading this $500,000 of international money. They didn't add anybody throughout the year as bullpen help, so they didn't have to pay anybody extra. Like, at some point where there's smoke, there's fire here, and how much money is available?
We'll find out.
Right. But I think there might
We'll
be
find
a
out.
touch of truth.
It could, but it's also Nightingale, so who knows? But again, like I'm saying, we'll find out. But that's why. So I'm talking in regards of Pirates viewpoint. Ben Cherington, I think it's going to be Callahan as well because again, I'm not sure what the exit for Ozuna looks like, and we do know that they do like him in the clubhouse. They certainly look at him as an asset there because they are willing to have him on the roster and never play him. So,
yeah,
you know what I mean? I think it's going to be Callahan. I'm okay with it being Callahan. Spencer Horwitz comes back. This offense just gets even better. But they have the Cubs series coming up. They have Arizona Diamondbacks. They have the Cincinnati Reds. And then it is the trade deadline. And again, that kind of caps this brutal stretch we're talking about. I'm not really putting the Reds in there anymore as like the brutal team, but that's still in division. Like it's still a tough series in the sense of it. Still baseball. They got the first half of this brutal stretch coming out 7-5. Now they take on the Cubs. That is a team. Like this is these games really count because unlike the Brewers, you weren't really chasing the Brewers, most likely. It still is baseball, but the Brewers are sitting on top of the division. There was such a gap. I think it's like a 10-game gap at that point in time where they swept them. Like you're not really chasing the Brewers. You're just trying to climb and get up the standings in the wild card. But the Cubs are a team you're chasing for that wild card. Like I just mentioned, they're 5.5 games up. You're 1 out. You could make a big difference in this series coming up here, one way or the other. So this one is pretty crucial in the sense of a 3-game series in the middle of July.
Biggest series of the year.
It's always been a big series.
But that's, like at this point,
the way they're
pretty
playing,
much any NL opponent is the biggest series of the year. And this one is big in division. It's the Cubs. They've played well against Central this year. I kind of want to go. I kind of want to go to the game.
You said you want to
tomorrow.
go.
Yeah, I kind of want to go. Like these are big games.
Listen to you.
Yeah, I mean they can make up some ground here. Diamondbacks after
Right now,
like there's these are some big games.
so the Pirates will be at home. The Pirates are up 4-3 in the season series. Like you said, the Pirates have done a good job taking care of business at home, beating the teams in the NL Central. They've done a very good job of that so far for the most part. So they have so far 1 game up on this series. season-long series with the Cubs, right? They beat them 4 times out of 7. The Pirates have a run differential of plus 51. Cubs is plus 65. In the last 10, the Pirates are 6-4. Cubs are 5-5. Again, they'll be at home. At home, the Pirates are 27-24. The Cubs on the road are 27-23. Like, I just say this too because in all of the numbers and the sense of things that I'm talking about putting out here, like they're very evenly matched, and there's not a whole lot of difference. The bullpen's, of course, the biggest difference, but like when you look at the two teams, I know Pirates get a lot of flack. You know, they're not a real team and stuff, but they're a playoff contender. Like they absolutely are in all sense of the words. They are. And going into this series, you look at the pitching matchups, and the Pirates have Jared Jones, Paul Skeens, Braxton Ashcraft. Like at this point in time of the year, those are 3 guys you're comfortable with in a series that you need to win. Am I right or wrong on that? Or indifferent?
Well, before I answer that, can I just do a shameless plug because you were able to rattle off who's pitching in those 3 games. If you go to MLB.com and try to look up any of this stuff, they'll just take you to try to sell you tickets. So NorthShore9.com, you can actually see stuff and figure out who is throwing every day.
Wow.
MLB.com, awful. What a terrible web. They just tore that thing apart. Not us. Not us.
There you go. Also, I pulled all those numbers off of our website.
Yeah. It's much easier to find stuff.
Yeah, it's a good website.
Is garbage. I actually have to break the habit of going to MLB.com and remember that we have a website. We're in the trust tree here.
I do. We're in the trust tree as we're on a podcast. It's for the mass.
Trust tree here. But no, like you said, that the Pirates have their horses going. Like the way Jared Jones has been pitching, Skeens after that, and Ashcraft. I'm not worried about Ashcraft yet. And I was encouraged by Skeens' last start against the Guardians. It's one you really, really need to get 2 out of. That's my analysis. You're welcome.
Boom. But with that said, again, Jared Jones going against Matthew Boyd. Paul Skeens against Shota Imanaga, who historically has given the Pirates a lot of problems. However, if I recall, the last time that he pitched this year against the Pirates, they lit him up. I think so. I believe so. Of course, it's me. Could be wrong. And then they finish it up with Braxton Ashcraft going against Jamison Tyone, who has not been having fun this season. So, like you said, like we look at the pitching matchups, I mean, both teams, I think, have pitching staffs you assume were going to be better than what they're doing this year. Like everything I'm saying about the Cubs pitching staff right now, the Cubs 9 podcast is looking at the Pirates and saying the same thing about our pitching, if that makes sense. So, like, I feel like both staffs are kind of underperforming than what they thought they're going to be doing. So, with that said, both teams could take either pitchers. But again, this is a very good offense. The way Paul is pitching recently, the way Jared Jones is pitching recently, and Braxton Ashcraft is not pitching well recently. Neither is Jamison Tyone, but Braxton has had a really good season. Like, this is a series, especially at home, that they could take 2 out of 3. Like you're saying, they kind of need to, and this will just keep on going. You take 2 out of 3. Now you're 9. I'm sorry. Were they 7-5? So now you're 9-6, you know, in this brutal stretch. And you've gained another one, but you also knocked down the Cubs a couple.
That makes me feel better.
Big. There you go.
Now, you talked about the matchups. First 2 games of the series, you're facing a lefty. We know the issues that the Pirates have had. This is such a great opportunity for Esmeralda Valdez to really just put himself on the map. Like, he can endear himself to this city even more than he already has. And like he has really well. And he's played really great baseball.
Yeah.
But if I'm looking at this lineup here of like who can do damage against lefties, it's that guy. It's
Can
that
I make
guy.
another shameless plug?
Yeah, do it.
So if you go to the website or the app, before every game, you can select the winner. Of course, it's the gamification of the app and website. You can earn points. The top 3 points getters of every month gets a free NS9 t-shirt. But anyways, before every game, you can select the winner. You can select who's going to, have the most strikeout or what strikeouts you're going to get, the runs, all this stuff. Like this cool stuff you can pick. But one of them is also who's going to hit a home run. And anytime they're facing a lefty, the only person that's an option for me that I will ever select is Esmerlin Valdez. If there's a lefty, it's Esmerlin Valdez every time.
Could be a Marcelo Zuna series as well.
It can't be. It cannot be. It won't be.
He's not going to play.
No faith.
They're not playing.
Right. Right. But anyways, it's a winnable series. They kind of hopefully need to, but like, again, if they go 1-2, technically speaking, like it's not the end of the world by any means. It's not the end of the world by any means. You want to see them do better, but they go to Arizona, they could sweep the Diamondbacks, and you're looking like, okay, well then it's now a 3-3 split or whatever, or 4-2, and it's like, okay, well now it's like they're still right there. So that's why, like, there's not one series that's so impactful in this world like that. But when you're playing in division, especially a team like this, the Cubs, we're battling for the wild card. Like, there's definitely some meaning to this one.
You think? And I mean, like, right before the deadline as well. Yeah, I'm telling you what, we really brought it today, DiNardo. We brought all the.
Well, Jim's not here.
Yeah, I used Stuff Plus earlier.
Yeah,
me, Stuff Plus. Yeah. Come on.
Hmm?
We plugged the app. You're welcome, folks.
We're hot, baby.
Stay hot that time.
With that said,
hey,
anything else?
Pirates are favored tomorrow, though. FanDuel has the Buccos -122 with JJ on the mound. It's a nice matchup. It is. It's going to be a fun weekend. It's an important weekend. Hopefully, it's a fun weekend.
How many innings is Jones going tomorrow?
I think we get 6 out of him tomorrow. I think he goes 6.
6 perfect.
I don't know if I can promise that. I'm not sure I can.
So he's going 6, and then Marciano is
Rob Marinelli.
Rob Marucci.
There we go.
He's
Mariucci
come
band.
In. There it is.
Marinelli.
Again, I know there's a lot of negatives on this team. There's a lot of frustrating things, but again, at the end of the day, they're above 500. They're playing good, bad baseball, or they're playing bad, good baseball. I don't know, one or the other. And again, put things in perspective. If you told them they're going to be where they are right now, record-wise, in April, you would have took it, right?
Yeah.
So they're doing what you have hoped they could be doing, and probably better than a lot of people thought they'd be doing. So with that said, Ben, again, you're on notice. This isn't enough. We got to make Tyler being frustrated. We got to stop him from being frustrated. Get yourself some bullpen help, because they need a few pieces, but the pieces they need aren't that costly of pieces to acquire. But they need those to be a legit contender. And if they do get them, again, like, they are a legit contender. They already are. Like, they are where they're at with this terrible bullpen. So if you get better, there you go.
Yep. All you have to do is trade O'Neal Cruz to get it.
All right, that wraps up this episode of North Shore 9. Thanks so much for tuning in. Whether you're listening on the podcast or catching us on YouTube, if you enjoyed the show, please give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It really helps us grow. And if you're listening on the podcast, a quick review goes a long way in helping others find the show. Plus, be sure to tell a friend about us. There's always room for more here in the NS9 community. And for those looking to support us a little more, consider joining our Patreon, become an MVP member, and get exclusive perks while helping us continue to bring you more of the Pirates content you love. Thanks again for all your support, and let's go Bucks.